This is part 4 of the EAS 30 Days to Stronger program, and I selected a two-part exercise. I see a lot of athletes, men and women, doing squats in the gym, and I'm a big fan of squats, but I think a lot of times they're premature because when we do a regular squat, if your glutes aren't active, it becomes a real rectus femoris or quadricep exercise and also loads your IT band. So in teaching you a wide stance squat with a wide grip and then also a staggered squat, we can innervate the glutes. And that's really key on this, is that we really want to dial into the glutes, and then you can come back later on and do a regular squat. So again, I like squats. I like this little derivative of a squat. So as I start, I'm going to bring the bar overhead and I'm going to take a really wide grip. Now I've got a steel bar here, but you can use a broom handle, and as you get stronger, obviously you're going to add weight to possibly a bar, right? So I've got a pretty light weight over my head. First thing you'll notice is that my wrists are hyperextended. They're cocked back, and I want to feel as though I'm ripping the bar in half. So I'm keeping my elbows locked. My shoulder blades are lightly retracted in the back, and I'm drawing my belly in when I'm doing this. So on the wide stance, I'm going to go well outside my shoulder width, about anywhere between 8 to 15 inches outside shoulder width, and my feet are everted out to the side. The first motion on the squat is that you want to feel like you hinge at your hips. So just imagine that someone brings a stool behind you and your hips go back to begin with. You have to draw your belly in so you're not too lordotic in your back, and you never want that bar to come forward because this will put a huge amount of stress on your back when you're doing this. So you always keep the bar behind your shoulders, wrists hyperextended, TA or belly-like muscle real tight. That's that corset-like muscle. So here I go. The stool is behind me. I'm going to hinge at my hips, keep the bar back, and I'm going to squat down. I'm going to do a shallow one to start with, and then come back up. And there's a lot of studies on the depth of the squat. If you've never done one, my suggestion is that you come down between about 110 to 120 degrees at your knee joint. As you become more efficient and stronger, you can come down to about 90. And for those of you that have been doing squats, you can actually go beyond that 90 degrees. So I'll do it again, sort of shallow. And as I push up, I want to push up through my heels, and I want to really feel my glutes right here. I'm kind of pulsating, and you can actually do this. I suggest that you do 12 reps, the 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th rep. Pulse it 5 times, and then come back up, because you get great muscle activity in that glute and also your quad when you're doing this. But the nice thing about this wide stance, overhead squat, is that it's keeping my core in alignment as well. So I'm using my shoulders, my upper back, my mid back, low back, glutes, legs. I feel this all the way up down to my toes when I'm doing this. So here I go down again. I'm a little bit deeper this time. Bar is back, and then I'm pushing up. Okay. The second variation on this is bring the bar down in a typical squat position. So if I look at typical squat position, I'm just about shoulder width apart, but I'm going to take a wide stance again, and I'm square to the camera right now, but I'm going to step back about 45 degrees with that right foot. Toes are both pointed forward. Now the reason I'm doing this is that I can move the bar, and I'm going to really load this right vastus medialis oblique. That's the muscle on the inside of the quad, but I'm going to feel my glutes as well as I come down on that back leg. So I can do this in motion where I have a little bit of movement through my torso. So I'll square to the camera, leg is step back, hinge at your hips, same thing, draw your TA in, and I'm going to come down. But right now, the weight, or the bulk of the weight, is on this right leg. Don't do this, I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. But I feel this in my glute as well. And then I press up real hard through my heel. And again, I'm contracting my VMO, but I'm also not neglecting the left side as well. So this one's under contraction as well. So I'm going to come down again. Now as I come down again, you can actually move the bar a little bit forward and back. Draw your belly in. So you're going to feel this. You'll actually feel this transfer in your adductors on the inside of the leg, the VMO, the lateral quad, and the glute. Feel that in the glute, and then you can come back up. And then the last part of this is the slide motion. So I'm going to transfer the load from my right to my left. So here I've stepped back, come down again. I feel the right leg right now, and I can kind of cheat a little bit to that right side by kind of oscillating back and forth. And now I'm going to shift the weight to my left leg and simultaneously slide my right all the way up, and I'm going to tap my heel, slow squeeze my glutes to a stance, come back down again. So I come back down to a squat, and then I do the slide, and step out, and do the slide. And as I'm doing this glute is really active, and that's what you want to think about. Draw your TA in. So, combination. Got the overhead wide stance squat, 8 to 12 reps. Then you can do the staggered squat. My suggestion is that you do 2 on the right, and then 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 2 on the left, combination of 6 and 6. The third part of this, if you add this to this, and again you want to make sure that you have good mechanics, is that you can do the squat slider. 2 on the right, 2 on the left, 6 of each. So it's a longer series of squats. You have to start with a lighter weight, which obviously I did on this round. But you're really going to concentrate on activating that glute muscle, and secondly that VMO, the muscle on the inside, as opposed to the lateral quad. It's a great exercise. It will really fatigue your glutes, back, and your torso. So my suggestion is twice a week with a maximum of 3 times a week, no more.